Southern California with the call from Los Angeles. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, under hazy, overcast L.A. skies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Denver Broncos and our home team. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, look, some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot, of NFL experience.
Hey, I like the young Turks. I like the Baker Mayfields. I like the Patrick Mahomes. I like the Lamar Jacksons. But I do like those grizzled veterans who know how to play the game, know how to run their team, and know how to handle difficult situations. Maybe I'm just showing my age, too.
Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway in Southern California. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down here as the penalty flags come in right away. And we may have a face mask here right at the start. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Throwing on second down, Rivers. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun, Rivers. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Rivers finding his top receiver, that's Allen. That'll be a gain of 16, and that'll make it a second down. On second down, it's Gordon. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. He was trying to dance in around the sideline, but fell just a couple of yards short. Still, he's got him in great position.
He certainly does. They did a nice job keeping him from getting into the end zone, but they're definitely back on their heels after that run.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. 2nd and goal from the 1. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he's going to be shoved back short of the goal line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh, right? Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Phillip Rivers taking it in as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Many would call that a gutsy decision here early on to go for it 4th and goal. There was no hesitation. Field goal unit never sniffed the field.
It was a message, and the message was, I trust you on offense. Go out and make this happen. Go ahead and pick it up. You know what else he said? I trust my defense as well. If they don't get it, I know you're going to hold them. So it's a message to your entire team that you believe in them.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsey. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there at 22. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Philip Lindsay. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Flacco, that's complete to Jake Butt. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And Lindsey is going to get in for a Bronco touchdown. Philip Lindsay, 35 yards, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. McManus's point after is good, and we are tied at 7. So that drive, 4 plays. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Chargers getting the football back. Charles, the Chargers 4-8, 3-game losing streak. When they were 4-5, we're thinking, all right, well, where's this season going to go? But things have really unraveled in Charger land after that 3rd straight loss. This one in Denver, and now the rest of the season is pretty much lost at this point.
And it's unfortunate because we expected them to contend big for the AFC West crown and deep into the playoffs. Instead, we've got this going on. All 8 losses are by 7 points or less, and they've been in all the games. But we didn't get the patented Charger finish, did we? Normally, they struggle early, and down the stretch, they are very difficult to beat. This season, the struggles continued throughout the year.
Last 4 games, they'll go to Jacksonville, and then their final 2 home games in Carson against Minnesota and Oakland before visiting Kansas City to finish the season. Rivers on the money, complete, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert, but right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Rivers to throw it. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. 1st down, Rivers. Now, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this 1st half of play from our studios in Orlando. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badger.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And Sanders has got it complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. It's caught by Sanders. As Sanders has it poked free. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Flacco will come to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And it's 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Setting up to throw, Flacco. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Flacco. And that'll be incomplete. Now they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Here's Rivers. Complete. It's Henry. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still...
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin. 34 yards. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a big mistake on the return. He's out of bounds at his own 1-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 3rd down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's King. The Charger drive about to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. On third down, Rivers gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Rivers throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time. But it's going to be second down. CD, while we have a quick second here, I want to give a shout-out to 3 teams who have struggled mightily this year, who all got wins in Week 12. The Dolphins, the Redskins, and it's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
On 2nd and 7, Flacco. He'll find Lindsey here. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Flacco's throw there complete, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Phillip Lindsay. They'll throw out wide, complete to Sanders. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 35.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Flacco. He's got Jake Butt, his tight end. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Flacco now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. Well, now Lindsey lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. He's at the 50. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
It's a first down and more for Gordon. And down to the 7-yard line. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it third and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. Only a yard there, so it brings up fourth and goal. All right, ball at the 1-yard line, fourth down. What do you say?
I say go, because if you can't get 1 yard, what's the old adage? If I can't get 1 yard, I don't deserve to win anyway. Tell your team it's that time. Who's going to get down into the trenches, grind it out, and make sure that ball gets in the end zone? Who's it going to be? Let's go do it.
On a sneak, Rivers trying to wedge his way in there. No signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a fourth here. And the Bronco defense comes up big. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Gets out of a little bit of trouble there with a shifty move. He'll take it up past the 6. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's third and 3. Flacco from the gun. And that's complete to Sanders. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Throwing again on second down. Flacco toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Jake Butt, the tight end, his intended receiver. But now it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. following the interception here. Rivers. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. They were trying to go back to Allen there. That'll bring up second down. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rivers. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Rivers. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were